Yo, okay, I'm back from seeing Hell of a Summer, and I'm here to review it. Now, first things first, if I had to compare Hell of a Summer and Minecraft, because those were the two movies that released this week, I'm not gonna lie, if I'm being 100% unbiased, I I kind of had more fun with Minecraft just because of how stupid it was. This movie was still fun, but it there was a lot to be desired. It was a little underwhelming a bit, but it was still a solid movie. So this movie, I was going into this, I'm thinking, all right, this is gonna be like some bodies, Friday the 13th campy type of movie. And if I had to compare this to bodies, I will say that I prefer bodies to this. But yeah, so essentially there's a slasher murder mystery. It takes place at a camp. The movie starts off with these two old people getting killed. I don't even know their names. And then a bunch of camp counselors come, get killed off one by one. And then as your typical slasher usually goes. So let's get into it. All right, first things first, this movie was directed by Finn Wolfhard, who is Mike in Stranger Things, also Richie in It. And there is another director, his name is Billy Brike, and they both also star in this movie. And Fred Hetchinger is like the main protagonist, I would say, the main lead. He plays Jason. And Fred Hetchinger, he was in, well, the first thing I saw him in was the Fear Street trilogy from 2021. And I think recently he was in the, what's that shit called? The Gladiator 2. And I think something else as well, but I can't really put my finger on it right now. But he plays Jason. Jason is pretty similar to Simon from Fear Street, but a little more airheaded, I would say. But Fred does a great job. Jason, he's really funny. He's very awkward. He's like this older guy who's at camp and with a bunch of these younger adults. So it's fun. It's fun to see his dynamic with all the other characters. Speaking of the other characters, we have Finn Wolfhard, who plays Chris. Billy Brike plays Bobby. And I would say out of the two, Bobby was really fun. He's an asshole and he's an idiot, but he entertained the hell out of me throughout the whole movie. And I'm looking forward to see what this Billy guy does next, because Bobby was great. Bobby was a great character, and I'm glad he survived at the end. As for Chris, Finn Wolfhard's character, I would say he takes a back seat and he's kind of just there. He survives, which is nice, I guess, but I didn't really care for his character. Neither did I care for his little love subplot with another character named Shannon. I don't know the actress's name, but Shannon. Chris and Shannon, I didn't really care for them all that much. Like, if they would have died, which they didn't, but if they were to have died in the movie, I would have been fine with that, because I could care less about those two. And then we have Claire, she's like the only like nice one in the group of teens. Her and Jason are close. I also think it's cool that his name is Jason, and it takes place at a camp, Friday the 13th, but Claire and Jason are pretty close, and they have a little thing going on. And I was much more invested in their story. Like, it was either those two, their little story, or Bobby doing a bunch of stupid shit. Those were the only three characters that I was really invested in throughout the movie. Then we got some meatbags. Ari, he has a peanut allergy, and he wears a hat. He's kind of just there for the body count. We have Miley, played by this redhead. She's a vegan, and she gets her head cut off. She's again just for the body count. And then we have Noelle, who's this like goth girl. She survives a little longer than the other two, but then she ends up just dying. And when she dies, she gets stabbed in the back, and she's like, as she's bleeding out blood, she's like, finally, I get to die in peace. Because she's a goth emo. She carries a Ouija board around and reads creepy books and shit. So there's that. And then we have Mike and Demi, and Ezra. Now, Demi, she's like this spoiled rich girl, and then Mike, he's like this jock kind of guy, and then Ezra, he's the gay theater kid. And I'm not gonna lie, for a majority of the movie, I thought Ezra was the killer, because it felt like it was almost too obvious. It felt like a Billy Loomis type of thing, where it's like, oh, it's too obvious that it's him, so it can't be him, it but it is him, but it wasn't him. You know what I'm saying? Ezra is not the killer. But for a good chunk of the movie, I'm like, you're the killer, because he just wasn't there for moments where everyone was accounted for and people were getting murdered. So that's why I thought he would be the killer, but he's not. The killers are actually Mike and Demi, which I didn't expect, because I thought Demi was the first person to got, the third person after the two old people in the opening kill. So I'm like, okay. And then Mike gets off screen, so I'm like, okay. And both of them seem like two like irrelevant characters, like there for the body count, like Ari, Noel, and Miley. So I was just kind of waiting for them to die. So when it was revealed that there was the killers, I was like, oh, okay, a little subversion. And in terms of the kills, I will have to say they're all pretty mid and off screen. I would say the one good kill, like the one and only good kill in the movie, is Ezra. He gets his fucking ankle, his ankle gets bent in a way that's not supposed to be bent, and then he gets an axe to the head, and we actually get to see it, because everything else was just like it like you would see the killer like attacking, and then it would cut, or it like the way the kills were happening before was very like cheap and like mid. But Ezra it's like they put all the budget into that one kill, that one gig kill. So yeah, Ezra's kill was probably the best kill in the movie. It was the best kill in the movie. Also the characters are very Gen Z. They throw a lot of these Gen Z humor jokes that don't really land. I'm not gonna lie, I went to a 10 a.m. showing. There was literally two other people in my auditorium. That's it. Me and two other people. It was this older white guy and this younger white guy, and then me. And it was silent for the whole movie. It was kind of a vibe. I kind of enjoyed it, especially since I had the middle seat. But I feel like this movie is like younger people, like younger people will enjoy it. Older people, it depends on what they're into. This is very campy, very goofy. There's not a lot of action. This is very dialogue heavy, a lot of jokes thrown out there. I will say though, the highlights would definitely be Bobby, Claire, and Jason. They were the best three in the movie, and I'm glad they all survived. This movie it was a little underwhelming, a little undercooked. The killer was very mid killer, knockoff Ghostface, but that's to be expected. As for how this movie is gonna age, I feel like this movie is gonna age a little worse than Bodies. I feel like Bodies is honestly aging pretty well, all things considered. But this movie, I feel like it's not gonna age as well, and it's not very. It's like. It's fun enough, mainly because of Bobby, but besides Bobby, it's like every other character is very, like, bland and one-dimensional, and it's like, it wasn't a super entertaining film. Like, like, the slasher element was lacking. The comedy was there, but, majority of the jokes will probably not hit or like fly over people's heads, and the kills are mid. There's only one good kill in the movie, and that's about it. I'm not gonna lie, like I said, I think Minecraft is slightly better than this, just because it was just slightly more entertaining. It was the more entertaining film. So yeah, there's that. But let's see, what else is there? Anything else I want to talk about? Not really. This movie, I was really looking forward to this. Like, genuinely, like, going into this, I was really, really hype. And I came out just feeling meh. So, you know, it's not terrible. Like, I would watch it again, but I probably not in theaters. I'll probably wait till it comes out to streaming. Not gonna lie, but yeah, it's first week of April. So far, it's been pretty leveled, but I think next week is the week that things really start to get good. Because I'm seeing Drop and Warfare on the same day, both in Dolby Cinema. So I'm looking forward to that a lot. That's gonna be fire. That's next Thursday. So yeah, bro, that's it. Short, simple, sweet, to the point. These reviews are kind of short. You know, some of my other reviews were longer, but that's just because I have more to talk about. Definitely for movies like Sinners, which comes out this month, and Until Dawn, which I intend to do a final predictions video for Until Dawn. I'm also, let me just say this right now so that when I do it, people don't, you know, I made these voice memos back in the day, reviewing some movies and also making some predictions for some of the older movies from last year and the year before and the year before that. And I kind of want to post them, but it's literally a voice memo, so it's just my voice. But I think those could be potentially really great videos. So I think I am gonna post them anyways, even though it's just my voice. And there's quite a few. There's like 8 or 9 of those that I want to post. So just look out for those. And my final predictions for Until Dawn and Final Destination Bloodlines, I'm also going to be making those. So yeah, just look out for that. That's it, bruh. This has been my review for Hell of a Summer. Go check it out. You might enjoy it more than I did. It was a solid 6. Solid 6. I think I gave Minecraft a 6.5. So honestly, I'll give this movie a 6.4. I'll give this a 6.4 and Minecraft 6.5. So, you know, I liked Minecraft slightly better. It was slightly more entertaining. So, yeah, there's that. But I'm the Hero Light Legend, Tyree Figueroa, signing out. Peace.